Today's second video for you is firstly Dr. Tedros, WHO head, is in Washington DC. There, his pictures are being shared with some members of Tigray diaspora. Are these new pictures? Secondly, we have a new story about a statement of US State Department about Human Rights Watch, Amnesty's report about ethnic cleansing of Tigrayans in Western Tigray. Thirdly, we have two video clips for you. First video clip is a statement from UN humanitarian department officials about the status of delivery of aid to Tigray. And lastly, a very interesting video clip of OLA fighters, Oromo Liberation Army, against whom a new military operation is underway. How are these fighters surviving? How are they fighting? This video tells a lot about how OLA fighters will fight in coming days. You would see that they are eating jungle fruit there, and they are in some sort of forest, it seems. It seems they're very mobile. The thing they're carrying, just one gun and a few things. And they say that they have been changing their positions in the past few days, and they have fought several battles. This video tells that guerrilla warfare is going to start. It has started in the Oromia region. Firstly, Dr. Tedros, WHO head, who spoke about Tigray crisis, Tigray siege 2 days ago in a video. His pictures are being shared with some Tigray diaspora members in the US. You can see a picture on your screen. Dr. Tedros can be seen with Alula Solomon, who is founder of TMH, Tigray Media House, which is a platform, a news platform founded and funded by Tigrayan diaspora members. Did Dr. Tedros meet Alula Solomon during this visit? Or are these pictures of Alula and Dr. Tedros old pictures? It is being said that he held meetings with some Tigrayan diaspora members in the US in Washington DC, and we know that Tigrayan diaspora members, they have been taking out rallies. They have been trying to put pressure upon the US government to pass HR 6600 and S 3199 to impose sanctions on Ethiopian government. Both the bills are still pending with the House and the Senate in the US. There is nothing wrong if Dr. Tedros met with Tigrayan diaspora members. He's from Tigray, he's from Ethiopia. So if Ethiopians want to meet him, obviously he should not refuse them. Only thing is, what are his official engagements there? Is he there to convince the US government that it should press ahead with HR 6600 S 3199? Or is he there in connection with his official responsibilities regarding WHO head? And we have seen that he has held several meetings there with US lawmakers regarding COVID-19, regarding crisis in Ukraine. So Tigray is not the only agenda item of Dr. Tedros' visit there, but it could be on top of his agenda. We know that he is very vocal against Ethiopian government, Eritrean government, and whenever he can find an opportunity, he always speaks against the siege of Tigray, against blockade of Tigray. Let's see, can this visit deliver? That remains to be seen. Second, viewers, US State Department has released a statement about the report issued by HRW and Amnesty International about ethnic cleansing of Tigrayans in Western Tigray. What is US saying? US says it is appalled, alarming developments have been shared in this report. US is calling upon the Ethiopian government that this area should be opened, that international monitors must have access to the detention centers where Tigrayans are being detained. US government is calling upon the Ethiopian government to release all detained Tigrayans in Western Tigray. It is calling for independent investigations into the abuses committed in Tigray and Western Tigray. And lastly, it says that there must be withdrawal of all forces from neighboring regions. No mention of Amhara, Tigray, or Afar. Srivinda says that there must be withdrawal of all security forces from neighboring regions. So overall, we can say that at least US State Department is considering the report released by Amnesty and Human Rights Watch. So far, US State Department has not spoken about volcanic mass graves uncovered by Gonda University team, though we have seen some statements from Amhara government officials who are urging the US government to condemn the mass graves found in Volkayat. But we have not seen any statement so far from the US. On this report of Amnesty and HRW, US is urging the Ethiopian government to open this area, to give access to monitors, human rights organizations, aid agencies to Western Tigray. Will Ethiopian government grant access? Not likely, it seems, that the government will not grant access to independent investigators to this region. Thirdly, viewers, two video clips for you. Firstly, WFP says its convoys are ready. 2,600 metric tons of aid is ready in Samra Afar. What is this aid waiting for? It is waiting for a security clearance. The passage, the road is clear, but this clearance is not being provided. It's not being given to WFP. WFP has shared a video message as well about the status of aid to Tigray. And lastly, very important news story and a video clip of OLA fighters. Oromo Liberation Army fighters in the clip can be seen who say that for the last 11 days, they have been on the move in 3 different areas. They have fought 3 battles against government forces, and they were mostly without food in these 11 days. And they can be seen eating jungle fruit there somewhere in the forest. So OLA fighters don't have any tanks. They don't have any artillery. They have just guns and ammunition and a few food items. They're very swift. They can easily change their location. That is why it would be a long protracted war between OLA fighters and government forces if main OLA leaders are not caught. If Jalmaro and other top commanders are arrested, this war could come to a close quickly. But if major commanders are not arrested, the nature of the fighting shows that it would take some time for government forces to make any progress. Watch this clip. Firstly, watch the clip showing a statement of UN officials about status of delivery aid to Tigray. Second clip shows OLA fighters who can be seen talking about their recent battles with government forces in the past few days. Thank you for watching.
I can tell you that we and our partners have not been able to move any further aid into Tigray by road, since the convoy, some 20 trucks with food and nutrition supplies and 1 fuel tanker arrived between April 1st and 2nd. This was the first time that our supplies entered Tigray by road since mid-December, and we are almost in mid-April. And the first time in 8 months that humanitarian fuel supplies have been moved through the Semera-Mekelle corridor. As we've been telling you, humanitarian organizations in Tigray face growing challenges in reaching people in need due to shortages of essential supplies, as well as continuing suspension of basic essential services, including banking, electricity, and communications. Out of a range of 5.2 million people who should be receiving food every 6 weeks, we, along with our partners, have reached only 1.2 million people with food, nearly 6 months after the current current round of food distributions in Tigray got underway. Some 73,000 people received food assistance this week alone, but half of these people received only pulses, and thousands received only cooking oil. No food feeding has been available in Tigray over the past week due to lack of food stocks. Out of an estimated 3.9 million people who need some form of health assistance, our partners were able to reach only 27,000 people in Tigray this week. UN airlifts between Addis and Mekelle are continuing, with about 76 metric tons of nutrition supplies flown in this week. In total, 428 metric tons of humanitarian supplies have been transported by air since July. This has been critical, but corresponds to only about 11 trucks, or half what could have been transported by road convoy.
Deemsa guyyaa 11tiin booda galaa fixachuudhaan waraanni bilisummaa Oromoo zoonii kibba bahaa godina Baalee keessa socho'u firii mukaa nyaachaa imala isaa itti fufaa jira. Imalli keenya hanga ammaatitti akkuma itti fufee jira. Egaa bakkee duraa qubsuma duraanii isaa irraa socho'e guyyaa har'aa guyyaa 11ffaa keessatti lolli bakka lamatti itti ta'uudhaan lola kaan cabsee keessa ba'ee injifannoodhaan keessa ba'ee imala isaa akkuma itti fufetti jira. Kanaaf deemsa guyyaa 11 booda galaa fixachuudhaan waraanni bilisummaa Oromoo baay'isee yoo beela'u osoo deemuu firii mukaa jigee argatee nyaataa